Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video guide for Ark Survival Evolved. Today in this video, folks, I'm going to show you how to tame the Paraceratherium. Now, this is a nice creature. It is a big creature and it does require a saddle to tame. It is also one of those creatures where you can have a platform saddle on them and build a small base, and it can be used to gather stuff such as berries, thatch and wood. It is pretty much a Bronto, but just a smaller version. For this you will need the exceptional kibble and you will need a saddle to ride it. In order to craft the saddle you will need to be of the following level, so let's get the saddles up. So the earliest one you can craft is at level 41. It takes 18 engram points and this is what you need for it, and the platform saddle can be crafted at level 50. Now obviously with the Paraceratherium, once you start hitting it, it will become aggressive and want to kill you. So the way I'm going to do this is by using an Argentavis and grappling onto that. Okay, so now that I've tampered with the daylight and made it early so that you guys can see what I do, I'm going to dismount my Argentavis. I'm going to use a crossbow with a grappling hook, so make sure that the grappling hook is already equipped onto the crossbow. I am going to gain some height. Now this really works well if you don't have a laggy server. Jump off the Argentavis, grapple onto the Argent, and then use the go to command to move the Argentavis. So on the keyboard, on the computer, it is the comma at the moment. There seems to be a bit of a lag between my command and my Argentavis. It does not want to do what I tell it. But once you whistle the go to command, as you can see, it will put a green arrow, and so the Argentavis should fly in that direction. Now do bear in mind that if the Argentavis is too close to the ground, it will pretty much want to dive to the ground and land. So you want to have a fair distance. With regards to knocking it and taming it out, you can use pretty much whatever you wish, whether it's a long neck rifle with the trank darts or a crossbow with the trank arrows. Do bear in mind that you'll have to account for the fall on the arrows, so that is something to keep in mind. Now by doing this you keep yourself out of danger. As you can see, the Paraceratherium wants to come to me. It will run about trying to get to me. When it realizes it cannot do that, it will run away and then run back again, so you may need to move about a little bit. Now, as I am close to the water, I'm going to have to be very careful to make sure that the Paraceratherium does not end up swimming. Otherwise, if I knock it out in the water, it will of course drown. Now, oftentimes you will have to remaneuver and redeploy your Argentavis and tell them to go to different locations depending on where the Paraceratherium is located, because you cannot fire directly down. So that's a bit of a problem. So again, we'll have to move, and you just keep doing this until the Paraceratherium is knocked out. Once it's knocked out, you can then start the taming process. Ideally, this shouldn't take too many trank darts from me. However, I will end up missing quite a few shots simply because it moves around, and I do have to account for where the Paraceratherium is located. Now, when it's coming towards me, I will generally aim the dart towards the Paraceratherium's feet, as it is moving, and obviously I have to account for the travel time for the dart, and so I do want to hit it. But if it does do a circle like that, I will not try and shoot a dart unless I think too much time has passed between the previous dart and the current dart that I'm trying to shoot it. I will end up missing quite a few shots simply because of this, but roughly it should take some around 70 darts to knock it out. Do bring more though, just in case, because you might miss a couple of shots, and then there is that wonderful bug where the dart does connect with the creature that you are trying to knock out, but you don't get any damage on it, and if it doesn't do damage, it will not apply torpor either. At the moment, it's just wandering about trying to reposition itself to get to me. It's never going to happen because I am airborne, and whilst I am doing this, the Argentavis does not actually lose stamina, so that is another thing to keep in mind. Alright, slightly problematic. My wonderful Argentavis did want to go for a land there, so I had to reposition. Do bear in mind that this can happen quite often. When the torpor levels of the Paraceratherium are high, it will want to run away, so again you will have to chase it whilst hooked and grappled onto your Argentavis. At the moment, we are nearly there. I am just about to knock it out, so I have to continuously reposition myself. Now, I can go on the ground if I want to, but I am going to stick to the skies just for the moment, whilst I am safe up here. There we go, let's see what happens. I thought I saw a knockout animation before that. Okay, so it has now been knocked out. Once that has happened, you just switch back to your crossbow and then reel yourself in. Look at the Argentavis and press E or whatever prompt key that you have to mount your Argentavis, and then you can land next to it. Whilst it is knocked out, the torpor levels on the Paraceratherium does not go down too quick, so that gives me time to set up a spike wall around it, which is what I'll do. I will surround it with spike walls to keep it safe. Now, see, for example, with this Pegomastax, if it were to try and hit me and hit the Paraceratherium, it will have affected the taming effectiveness, which then means I get fewer levels, and so fewer points will go into potentially important stats. It's quite difficult to see where the stupid Pegomastax is. It's quite annoying, so I'm going to try and kill this thing. Kind of make a guess. There we go. That's that problem sorted. So I'm going to have to clear the trees around. Then I will create a circle around it out of spiked walls. You can try and defend it without the use of this, but I find that the spiked walls do help it. If you are in an area where creatures such as T-Rexes and owls spawn, then you will want to create a circle that has a bigger or larger circumference. Don't forget that the Rexes do have quite a bit of reach on their bite, and you do not want your Paracerath to be hit whilst it's down if you care about the taming effectiveness. Also, whilst you are taming the Paracerath, I suggest using the starving technique, which involves that you starve the creature sufficiently until it's ready to consume all of the kibble that you're going to put in it in one go. For this, I recommend using Dododex. It is an amazing app that you can find both for Android and iOS devices, and it will help you with a lot of things in the game, ranging from the purpose of taming creatures to breeding, and it will tell you what you need, how much of it you need it, and how long you need to starve it for. As I am in a sort of area that's not that dangerous, I will probably put the food in the Paracerath's inventory as soon as I finish the wall. I should be able to keep anything and everything at bay. There aren't really very many creatures in this area that are too dangerous, but I'm going to show what I do with the spiked wall so you guys can see. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but this guide is also intended for people just starting out in Ark. So I'll try and set this up like that. Because I am doing a very small circle around the Paraceratherium, I will probably most often snag onto either the Paraceratherium's hitbox or trees or objects around, so that is a potential thing. Now I'm going to have to dismount and clear out this tree before I can put the last spiked wall down. And I don't know why I'm doing this, because I just realized I have a pickaxe. I thought I'd left my pickaxe back at base, so I mean, you can punch trees down if you want, but I was certain that I left my pickaxe back in base, so that was my mistake. I'm going to try and place this last spiked wall down. Try and make sure that no pegos and stuff like that can come in. The other thing you want to look out for is the flyers such as the Ichthyornis, which is again quite annoying and can end up hitting your tame whilst it's trying to steal food and things off of you. So normally what I'll do is I'll place the food in the Paracerath's inventory and just kind of be on top of it so I can actually see what is around. He is quite tall, so that gives me a bit of a vantage point. There we go. Superior kibble is now in the Paraceratherium's inventory, and it will start consuming it by itself. You might also want to have some narcotics with you to keep it knocked out, but I do have taming turned up on the server, so I should be okay. Now, if you want to starve it out, as I've done in this portion of the video, as you can see, it will immediately consume all of the needed kibbles, and it will more or less tame instantly. For this, of course, you will have to wait quite a while, and you will have to keep it knocked out, which is where the narcotics will come in handy. What's nice about it is once it has tamed up, I will still be on its back, and I will place the saddle on the Paracer. I'll show you what you can do with it once I get down, of course. I'm going to clear out the spiked walls that I've placed down. I'm going to use the S+ demo gun just to pick them back up so I don't have to waste resources. There we go. Now, much like the Bronto, the Paracer is pretty much the same thing, just slightly smaller. It is quite tanky, and it is good at harvesting thatch, wood, and berries, as well as seeds. That is, of course, with the left click, which is its default attack move. It does have a decent amount of HP and a good carry weight and a platform saddle, which allows you to build a base on top of it, or some form of a base. Now, do bear in mind that if you're going to build a base on top of the platform saddle, if the Paracer dies, so the base will be destroyed, and you have certain limitations with how many placeables you can put on the saddle. That is pretty much it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it and found it useful and informative. If you have, please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethum Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.